Hello, my fellow little white ball chasers. It's Paul the Golf Guy here, and I'm standing just outside the Riverside Golf Club here in Fresno, California. Now, my buddy Rod Davison and I came out today to hit a few golf balls, and I really didn't have high hopes of the service levels being very high here. It's a little municipal course, so wasn't sure what was going to happen. We were only using the driving range, and I will tell you what, the guys in the pro shop here were absolutely fantastic. The service we received was like we were at a $150 a round golf club. It was really, really cool. They did a great job. So who's ever showing these guys the ropes, doing a very, very good job. Now, while we were out here, we also met Daniel Beckman. Daniel is one of the top 8 longest drivers on the planet, and last month he competed in Las Vegas. Now, he didn't win the event, but he did very, very well. To get to the top 8 takes a lot of skill and takes a lot of club head speed. So Daniel has agreed to talk to us today, and we're going to meet him out on the driving range here in just a few minutes. So come on out and join us. Hello there, my fellow little white ball chasers. It's Paul the Golf Guy here, and I'm out at Riverside Golf Club in Fresno, California. And I come out to hit balls the other day and had no idea who worked behind the counter. And when we walked into the clubhouse, we found Daniel Beckman here. Now, Daniel is one of the top 8 long drive hitters on the planet, and recently competed in Las Vegas and down in Mesquite for the Remax World Long Drive Championships, and did very well down there. Hey, top 8 in the world. So anyways, Daniel agreed to speak to us here today, give you guys maybe a tip or two on how to hit it longer, and then we're going to get him to tee a couple up and go ahead and hit a few for us. So Daniel, how did you get involved? First in golf, let's go quick. He talked to us earlier about this, so I don't want you to tell your story all over again. But just briefly, how did you get into golf, and what brought you into the long drive game?
Well, golf, what ended up happening, I was a baseball player in high school. I had a few injuries that kind of took me out of baseball. And the thing about golf is, you can have injuries, you can do everything, and there's always a way to play the game. And it got me started. I got a job at a driving range and ended up loving the game, hit balls every single day. And from that point on, I started hitting the driver a lot on the driving range. And then lo and behold, I started hitting it longer and longer every time. And you start seeing the distances go and start doing some research, and you find out, hey, I just hit one 380, that should mean something. And then you see these long drive guys, that's where they're hitting it,
right?
And it gets you excited to try it out, and then you just try a local qualifier and you get through. It's just get you started somewhere. And I never thought I was going to be able to get to this point, that's for sure. But
very cool. And then you went down and you said you drove all the way to Phoenix.
Yeah.
And 10 hours. You weren't sure at that point, and you met 2 of the biggest guys on the planet. What happened down in Phoenix?
Yeah, I went to Phoenix in my first year and met Sean Pfister and Brian Pavlik, world champions, multiple world champions. They were great guys. They had great advice, and kind of kept me going. And in Phoenix, I ended up, hitting the longest ball I ever hit. At that point, 429. And after that point, you get addicted to it. You're like, this is so much fun. You see the numbers, you meet the guys.
Right.
And it's not just about the distances. It's you start meeting some really great guys.
The community.
And I've built some really great relationships with these guys. And you got through the qualifier, met the guys you got through, and I made Worlds my first year that year. And I mean, you get to Worlds and it's a whole nother ballgame.
Right. And then the addiction sets in.
Oh man, the training sets in after the first year. I can do this.
Right.
I can hang with these guys. And then you just want to get better. There's nothing like knowing you hit your best ball and knowing you have more.
Right.
Wanting more, and that's huge, especially with golf, with long drive. You shoot your lowest round, you can go lower. Right. There's always that one putt you can make.
Right.
With driving the ball, there's always that extra yard you can get.
Right.
Which I wish I would have had at Worlds, but that extra yard, then you train more for that yard, that 10 yards. It's great.
And you said that you actually had a motorcycle accident, so you had some injuries along the way, but you kept going, you kept pushing, you kept practicing, made it to the Worlds, and then this year you're top 8.
Right. Everybody gets injuries. I had an injury that helped develop my swing for me, and that's huge. Doing what you can do with your body, with your injuries, and everybody has something. The older you get, the more injuries you get. There's always a way to make it work, and you get frustrated, you get down. I was hurt, and this year, I just trusted everything that I had, not what somebody should do or shouldn't do, what I could do.
Right.
And that's what I truly believe got me there is just committing to what I believed worked, and it ended up getting me there, and now I got more confidence, and now it's just pushing even further.
Right. Cool. So guys, a lot of times this kind of stuff is about resilience. It's about, he had some doubts when he first showed up. He wasn't sure that he could do it. He kept pressing, and he gave it a shot. He went in, gave it a shot, and then from there knew that he was close and worked on his game. But resilience kept him in and kept trying and going to the next qualifier and going to the next qualifier. So that's a big lesson, especially for you kids that are out there that think that you're on the edge but you don't think you have the game. It's just a matter of hitting another golf ball. Hit one more golf ball and see if you've got it in it. And when you don't think you have it in it, hit one more golf ball and just keep going for it, because someday you might make it to the Worlds. You got started in golf how long ago?
10 years. I was 20.
10 years ago? 4 years ago in the long drive game?
Yep.
Fantastic. If you guys are looking for golf lessons, he's here at the Riverside Golf Club in Fresno. So if you need to talk to Daniel, you come down here. Your email address is what?
dbeckman@playriverside.com.
D
You can
Beckman.
also call us here.
dbeckman@riverside, playriverside.com. I'll put that in the video or in a link below the video so you can get a hold of Daniel. But can you hit a couple for us?
Absolutely.
Fantastic. Let's see what now, guys. I want you to see that we have very similar drivers, but that's as close as we get to having similar golf swings, as you're about to see here in just a second. Go ahead and have at it.
What I do, especially when I'm practicing, is I take a lot of free swings, dry swings, and that's what I really believe took me to the next level in my practicing and in my speed. So when a lot of times when people worry about the ball is hitting at the ball, and it slows you down. So what I like to do is I take a lot of free swings without hitting the ball, not worrying about the ball, just worrying about speed. So I'll take a swing, and I literally will swing as fast as I can, and that really builds you up. It gets your blood pumping, it gets your adrenaline going, and it also shows your body that what you're capable of doing. So if you don't swing that way, you're never going to be able to push yourself further, and that's always about gaining speed. Whether it's speed or accuracy, you just got to keep pushing yourself to be that much better.
Right.
And that's what took me in. I took swings in my backyard for hours upon hours, just swinging as fast as I can. And then I worked on contact, and then I worked on speed, and then contact.
Right. Now, one thing, guys, before we move forward and he hits more, I want to let you guys know he has hit quite a few balls, like a couple of dozen balls here before he started tonight. He is not doing this dry, so don't get out there and start swinging a club as hard as you can dry. He has hit swung a few, warmed up a little bit, hit a few balls before this. So I just want to let you guys know that this isn't just right out of the gate swinging like this. Don't hurt yourselves.
All right, let's see what we got.
I don't know if that one's coming down.
That was launched pretty good. So that's the other thing about, driver specific is being able to launch it correctly. It's a little different than hitting irons. You're hitting up on the ball if you can. And that takes practice. Hitting up on the ball is one of the hardest things to develop, because it's so much different than taking a divot. Hitting it on the upswing gets you high launch, lower spin. And especially for the slower swingers, that's how you maximize your distance. You can gain, going from 0 degrees or down to going from 2, 3, 4 degrees up could be 15 plus yards. It's amazing the difference it takes, and that's how the pros do it. They maximize their potential. They hit it solid in the middle of the face, and they know how to hit it high with low spin. It's amazing what just speed aside, hitting it solid
Absolutely
is the number one thing that's gonna. You can swing as fast as you want, but if you miss-hit it, it doesn't matter. So you just want to maximize what you have by hitting it solid, and that's the number one thing that I focus on after I train.
Just flat out ripped. Cool. So Daniel, I want to thank you for that. I really appreciate you taking the time out of your busy schedule to do that. Look forward to seeing you next year on the long drive tour. Now, are they actually do they do a tour, or is it just kind of qualifiers and then out you go?
Well, for a while there was a tour, and the last couple of years they just did the World Championships. We'll see what happens this year. They always change things up, and there's a lot of independent events that go off to the side. Kind of like the minor leagues, I guess you can say. I'm going to be going to a few of those, but the World Championships is usually done on its own. So it qualifies throughout the year. They're all over the place. Like I said, the closest one to Fresno usually is in Pleasanton, but they're all over the place, all over the country. Cool. Just look it up on longdrivers.com, and I'm sure you can post some info on that as well.
Absolutely, we'll have that info. Now this year in 2015, actually, I'm going to be competing in the Super Senior. Luckily for Daniel, he won't be having to go up against me. So we'll see you out there at the event.
I
It's a
appreciate
pleasure
it.
talking to you. Thank you,
Absolutely.
sir.
Thanks.
Guys, it's Paul the Golf Guy. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you again soon in another video, and I'll have all the information you need about what we just talked about today with Daniel below this video. So have a great night. We'll talk to you later. For more information where you can get instruction from Daniel, email him at dbeckman@playriverside.com or call 1-559-275-5900.